Hi guys, how are we doing? Welcome back to my YouTube channel. The sun is shining and I'm absolutely loving it. If you notice that there is a stark contrast between my face and the rest of my body, it's because yeah, I do wear sunscreen, but I'm losing pigmentation in the top part of my face, and it's been, if you might have noticed this over the course of like this year, but yeah, I'm starting to lose it all the way there through vitiligo. Basically, you have to keep it shielded from the sun. It still ends up turning a lot browner and a lot redder than every other part of my body. If you also suffer from the same thing, don't worry, I'm here with you. I have those visors, the caps that I wear when I go outside, so I look like I'm a part of some sort of like hiking expedition. Just thought I'd share because it's been getting me down the past couple days, I won't lie to you. As the title would suggest, we are back with another mums behaving badly. Now, are the mums behaving badly on TikTok? It really is up to you for your own interpretation. I love seeing everyone's comments in the comment sections, literally just some TikTok mum drama or discourse rather that I've seen that doesn't really warrant filling out a whole entire video. It's just little bits and bobs. Last episode I was talking about two TikTok creators actually from the UK. You had one mum and this whole WhatsApp group chat drama. Another woman who actually had a little niece and her sister who basically got kicked out of a store. This time we are traveling overseas. We are in the States and we have two content creators. One mum who decided to make this like satirical Mother's Day video where the dad didn't want to celebrate it and she was like doing the dishes and whatnot. It went viral. It had like over 1 million views and people were a little bit annoyed at it.
It's a made-up day anyway.
It's not a made-up day. Everybody celebrates Mother's Day.
We also have another creator as well who put out a series of videos where this one might be slightly more controversial, and who came out and basically said that she kicked her mentally ill 12-year-old out of the house.
Y'all want a villain. Y'all need a villain. Because if y'all were to accept that some kids are just born mentally ill, then that means your little picture perfect parenting bubble that you've created is no longer bulletproof, and that terrifies you.
And of course the comment section is extremely split on that because she keeps on making these videos titled like kicking my mentally ill child out of the house, all that kind of thing. So number one, we have Caitlyn. Everyone say hello to Caitlyn right here. She has 6,293. I could have just rounded that up. Whoever, whatever. Straight away, she's from Texas, just having fun on the homestead. First thing I noticed, Jesus. I'll be honest, I don't think this was what Jesus would have wanted with this satirical video, but who am I? Who am I to judge? I am just a lowly person with Mike the Mike who looks a little bit phallical shaped. What ended up happening with Caitlyn is that she posted a video in which she was doing the dishes. Bearing in mind this was on Mother's Day, so this is already going to rile some people up. She was having a conversation with her husband, and her husband was basically saying that he doesn't believe in Mother's Day. Why do you need a day to feel special? When she put out the idea of, not having a Father's Day, he kind of was a bit like, oh, well, why would you do that?
I'm just hurt because like today was supposed to be my day. Nobody told me Happy Mother's Day. I'm sitting here washing the dishes on my day.
It's just another day. It's a made-up day anyway.
It's not a made-up day. Everybody celebrates Mother's Day.
No, it's just another day to get men to spend money. Any other day, I tell you I love you every single day, but you need a title for it?
You don't think I'm worth to spend money on?
Yes, but you need like a title on it? Then why is it gonna?
Well, how would you feel if I? How would you?
Stuff all the time.
How would you feel if I did match the same energy on Father's Day?
I don't know.
How would you feel? How would you feel if I put this little effort into Father's Day?
You don't. I mean, you always do stuff I don't ask you to.
But you don't do anything for me. And that's what hurts my feelings. So you're just not gonna do anything for like the last couple of hours, I guess.
I'm gonna work in the morning. I'm to go to bed.
Alright.
So instantly, the comment section, as I'm just going to put up a few little examples up here, they were literally going like, oh my God, leave him. Oh my God, I feel so bad for you. Oh my God, no, this is not how mothers should be treated, which I 110% agree with. And we're not going to smudge over the fact that this kind of dynamic does in fact happen. Okay, I've lived through it. I did feel a certain type of way. I felt like, oh my god, what a sleaze, what an absolute slime ball. Do you know what I mean? Like, I got my defenses up, and loads of other people were echoing that. So I was actually coloured shocked. This was not, I'm not joking. I was actually coloured me shocked when she then posted a video going, this is just satire, guys, and then proceeded to actually show exactly what her husband did for her on Mother's Day.
Oh my gosh, y'all. It was satire. Look, he did tell me Happy Mother's Day. He does send me cute little messages. He loves me so much, y'all. He literally kisses the ground that I walk on. He even had my favorite pizza place customize a pizza for us since he had to work yesterday for Mother's Day. And then he stopped at my favorite wildflower field and he picked me flowers on the way home. Y'all, he is so romantic. He even set up a photo shoot for me and my kids for Mother's Day. So he does love me, y'all.
If I was being drawn, if a cartoonist was drawing me, there would be me with just loads of like question marks just floating around. I was actually really bamboozled. She kept on replying to people in the comment section saying, this is satire. This is just too much for my brain, but I can't work out how this is satire. Like, I love a joke. I've had an edgy humor in my past life. Oh my god, I sounded like such a mum there for a minute. But I can take a joke, but even I fail to understand where the joke was on that, or maybe they just weren't showcasing it very well. Even Snooki, even she wrote, nah girl, you deserve way better. And Caitlyn was like, bruh, y'all didn't see the hashtags. My husband is so sweet. The hashtags that she's talking about is you actually have to click more. It wasn't in the very first bar of the description, and she's done this on purpose. You had to click more, and then it said at the very end of her tags, like, satire. You had to go, like, hunting for it. It wasn't just, you know, served up information. So how was anyone supposed to know? And it wasn't like there was anything particularly funny in the satirical video that made you go, oh. Satire is also meant to be, like, an over-exaggeration of things. But, I mean, I don't think what she and her husband were doing was even an over-exaggeration of things. It's satire, guys. Someone said, bad for caring, I guess. Putting a hashtag satire at the end so you don't have to deal with the comment section's justifiable reaction sure is a choice. When you post a satire video about Mother's Day and it goes mega viral, now everyone hates your sweet teddy bear husband. Someone said, that's not how satire works. Someone else said, hey, so can you explain what was funny about that? Someone else said, satire is the art of making someone or something look ridiculous, raising laughter in order to embarrass, humble, or discredit its targets. Didn't seem like satire making a joke about mums being sad or hurt on Mother's Day. There are loads of satirical accounts on TikTok, and you know that they're being satirical, like Mitzi. There's other people as well. If you know, you know. But you know that they're joking, you know it's satire. It's always satire when it doesn't go the way people think it was gonna go. Hope the rage bait was worth the attention. Society has lost the plot. They always go to the satire label when things don't go the funny way. And Caitlyn says, go look at the receipts, lol. What I'm gathering from this is that she was just out for a viral video, but she didn't quite understand that making a satire, but it's not really satire, video about that on Mother's Day probably won't go down very well when you're going to have some mums who actually went through that on that day, watching that video. Do you know what I mean? Or maybe she is actually in that situation and then she's just dumbing it down, but I don't think so.
But you guys on the internet are on here screaming, she just needs more love. You should have hugged her harder.
Okay, and then we have our second TikTok mum, and everyone say hello to Meggles. She's up here, and first thing, she has over 40k followers, and she has her Cash App and Venmo, which already is slightly raising a few red flags, but whatever, we move. Some people are in precarious financial situations, and I do believe I came across one of her videos where she says that she's raising money for something. Was it paying off her husband's car?
Day number 4, trying to use TikTok to raise enough money to pay off my car. I'm not asking you guys for any physical money. I'm simply asking you guys to watch this video and engage, like, comment, share, copy to your clipboard. That helps me but doesn't send it anywhere. My last video didn't make any money yet, so I am still $3 in.
So what we're getting onto with Meggles. So Meggles appeared on my FYP. And this could be a bit of a touchy subject. This could be a little bit of a touchy subject, but like I say, try and not get your pitchforks out, ladies, or men, whoever is joining us. So basically, right, so she came on. I didn't actually do any notes for this one because I feel like it is fairly self-explanatory. She came on and she made a video where it was big titled. It was like, I'm kicking my mentally ill 12-year-old out of the house. Is relaying a story where she has a 12-year-old. Her words like that, like, what did she say? She said, you know, in her case, she was just born or something. I'll play it right here.
Something must have happened to her. And yeah, something did. She was born.
She has this 12-year-old that basically is a complete wild card, you know, kicks, hits, throws, siblings, is, you know, very difficult to live in the house with. So she makes a video explaining as to why she has made the decision to turf her out, and she's now living with her grandma because she just can't live with her anymore.
Let's talk about my child that I won't let live in my household. Yep, I said it. I have a child who doesn't live in my home. And before you get your panties in a wad, let me break it down for you. I fought like hell. CPS, therapists, psychiatrists, the school, psych stays, you name it, I did it. When your child is a danger to herself and others, sometimes love means stepping back and admitting that you can't handle it anymore. You know what's worse than judgment? Living in fear of your own child. Locking doors, hiding knives, being told, just be more patient. But you're the mom, you're supposed to protect them. And I did, just in a way that you guys don't agree with or understand. Not only did I protect her, but I protected her siblings as well. I love her more than life itself, but love doesn't fix everything. This doesn't make me a bad mom. It makes me a real mom. I was able to admit that I could no longer handle her. And yeah, CPS made the recommendation that she live with her grandmother. I'm still very actively in her life. She still comes over. I still attend her meetings. I still go to her doctor's appointments. I still do all the things. Just from a distance.
She didn't just make one video on this, she made several videos on this.
Want to know the secret to keeping my mentally ill 12-year-old calm and happy? Let her do whatever the fuck she wants. That's it. That's the trick. No rules, no consequences, no boundaries, just doing whatever the fuck she pleases. We went camping this weekend. Saturday, perfect. Little minor incidents with her siblings, but nothing extreme. Laughing, s'mores, a bunch of family and friends. Then Sunday, she started hurting her siblings. As soon as they didn't play the way that she wanted to play, she'd just deck them, push them, hurt them badly. So obviously we got on to her and told her like, hey, yo, like, no, you cannot be hurting your siblings. Like, this is not going to happen. And she exploded. Nobody was screaming at her. Nobody was whooping her. Nobody was doing anything besides trying to talk to her. But you can't talk to her. You cannot talk to her without her exploding, throwing things, hitting everybody, running through the campsite, screaming bloody murder. But you guys on the internet are on here screaming, she just needs more love. You should have hugged her harder. You must be felling her. Right. Because holding my other kids while they're crying and bleeding is just a parenting phase, right? I'm not going to sit around and let my other children be punching bags in the name of inclusion. Okay? Tell me I'm a bad mom again. I'll wait. But I want you to do so while you're raising a child who turns absolutely violent while setting a boundary. I kicked my mentally ill 12-year-old out of my home and got on here and told you guys why. And although I've gotten lots of people who relate to my situation, I've also got lots of comments. What did you do to her? What happened in your home? Where did you go wrong? This is obviously a parenting problem. Let me make something very clear. Not all children who are mentally ill are traumatized. Not all children who struggle with mood disorders, psychosis, impulse control, all of those things have been neglected, abused, or unloved. Some kids are born with brains who are on fire before they ever see a hard day in life. Some kids are wired for storms, and no amount of love, bedtime stories, picture perfect lives are going to tame that. But y'all want a villain. Y'all need a villain. Because if y'all were to accept that some kids are just born mentally ill, then that means your little picture perfect parenting bubble that you've created is no longer bulletproof, and that terrifies you. So instead of offering support, you sit over on your high horse, whispering with your little friends, something must have happened to her. And yeah, something did. She was born. And your judgment is louder than your help.
You guys, you're probably thinking like, Amy, you couldn't be that child. That wasn't you. No. I was born with like the very first thing the doctor said was that I had extreme raised levels of cortisol in my bloodstream. I was in child and adolescent mental health service, CAMS basically, from the age of when you could first get in. I don't know when that was. I think like 4 or 5. I was that child that they'd try and sit and have a conversation with, and I would literally be picking up the chairs as like a 5-year-old and throwing them at doors, windows, people. I was literally, as she's putting it, born angry. And then whether or not this child might have additional needs, that's not what I'm getting into. But I did resonate with what she was saying about the daughter and the fact that I was like that until I was about, I'd like to say I got better when I was a teenager, but I then just got into other things that, as some teenagers do, that exemplify thy behavior. I didn't really become a sound member of society until I was about 17, 18. I'll be completely honest. Some people agreeing and saying my current situation, I don't want my 14-year-old around me. She's a manipulative person. People asking, is grandma in danger? People saying, you know, everyone's saying this, but my older sister was 10 years older than me with a behavioral issue. She would run away, hit, kick, punch, threaten my mum and dad. I slept on a mattress in their bedroom. So many people judge without ever walking a step in your shoes. I could never give up on my own child. This is extremely sad. Some people saying, I was this child, I swear I was this child, admitted to foster care for being a danger, called manipulative. You know what the issue turned out to be? My mum.
I obviously shared a little bit about what I was like when I was a really small child. I'm an only child anyway. My mum literally did go through like hell and back with me. If she could appear right next to me right now, she could tell stories for decades. Obviously, my behavior did stem from somewhere. A lot of anger. It did stem from somewhere, and I've gone through so much therapy from a very young age. Even after CAMS, I left when I was 18. I still went and did a whole lot of therapy. I did a lot of cognitive behavioral therapy because it then started morphing itself into like eating disorders and things like that. This is not meant to be such a depressing video, but basically, yes, my behavior did stem from somewhere. It stemmed from a multitude of different reasonings. Me being born, as this woman puts it, angry, crazy, whatever the case may be. Physiologically, I was born with a disposition to be very angry. I had very high levels of cortisol. However, as I kind of grew up in a very early stages, that my behavior did stem from issues within my childhood, which I'm not going to get on and talk about because it's very personal, and it also relates to people in my life. There was periods where I did have to go and live with other members of the family, but that wasn't her necessarily like giving up. But what my mum would never have done in a million years is come onto TikTok and discuss all of this, as I'm going to get onto in just a short sweet second, as to why I believe she is doing this. Because as I'm editing this, she has made more videos talking about the child with their schooling and what the school have to say about it and all of that, like giving really personal information, which as a child I can relate to feeling out of control, hot-headed, like my head was on fire, like all of those things that she's saying. I can relate to being that child. One of the most damaging things that is going to be happening right now is putting this online and making a profit off of talking about the way that her child is feeling.
And I will be honest, I think after noticing that she literally has like Cash App and Venmo and all of that, bear with me, keep with me. I'm sure she's made a video stating that they're needing extra money for something. It's definitely a choice to release not just one video, highlighting the fact that your 12-year-old, in this woman, in Meg's whatever, in her own words, is like mentally ill. Not just one video her talking about this, several long lines, and then goes on to still be doing pictures and all of that with this caption. Bear this in mind, this is not a small child, this is a 12-year-old who probably has access to be able to see these. What do you think they're going to think about their mum coming on and saying this? And yes, I wholeheartedly agree, if you haven't lived through something like that with a child and you've got other siblings to protect, yeah, there's going to be that avenue. And that's not even necessarily what I'm discussing. I'm discussing the fact that why is this put online? And why are we making like an 8-part series about it? That's what I want to know. And the only explanation that I can think of is monetary gain.
Number 4, trying to use TikTok to raise enough money to pay off my car. I'm not asking you guys for any physical money. I'm simply asking you guys to watch this video and engage, like, comment, share, copy to your clipboard. That helps me.
Like I say, the Cash App and the Venmo, and the fact that she's already asking for money, because these videos like kicked off and you've got half the people going, you know, no, I understand, because I've been through similar situations with my child and they were a danger to themselves and the children. Other people going like, I can't believe that you'd say that you'd effectively call your daughter crazy, which also saying, you know, I'm a therapist and this is not something you should be saying about your child, stuff like that. So it's extremely split, and it's caused outrage, it's caused like rage bait, which will obviously increase monetary value. I don't think it's particularly very fair to discuss a child's situation when they're not even like old enough to be on TikTok in the very first place. Let's not, I think you've got to be like 13, so they're not even old enough to be on TikTok anyway, yet you're discussing it just to make extra money for the family. A bit of a step in the wrong direction. But what do you guys think? Like I say, I know most of you guys are completely civil and you don't bring too many pitchforks. I think a certain level of pitchforks is warranted for certain topics, but if we could, you know, have nice decent conversations in the comment section, that would be absolutely fabulous, and I'll try and get to replying. I read a lot of comments, but I don't necessarily reply to a lot of comments, and that is because it's really hard to find time to respond to all of them, but I try and get through. When the video's first gone live, I try, oh thank you virus protection, I try and get through as many as I possibly can. But anyway, thank you so much for watching today's video. I hope you guys have a wonderful day wherever you are in this world. If you would like more TikTok moms behaving badly, please just let me know down in the comment section and I'll be sure to get one sorted for you guys. But I hope you have a wonderful day. Take care of each other, take care of yourselves, and I will catch up with you guys in the next video.